Welcome to IDB, everybody. It is Andrew here. Like many of you out there, I am a huge fan of Star Wars. When The Force Awakens was released, Sphero, along with Disney, partnered to release BB-8, a remote control ball that you could control from your phone. It was easily the most popular product to launch on Force Friday, and since then, they've now released a new special edition version that has a new finish to it, a bunch of really cool features, and the included Force Band. They outline just a few of the ways you can control Sphero BB-8 using the droid control mode with the Force Band, by watching TV with it, combat training modes. There's so many things you can do with this robot than just driving it around. Now, because this is the special edition version, there are a few things that you get with this that you don't get with the run-of-the-mill BB-8. So there's a difference between the two, and I have to say it's really worth going for the really cool special edition version. For instance, you get the Force Band, which is normally a sold extra accessory that you can use to control BB-8 by just moving your arm around. You also get this really nice tin that can store BB-8 in it. Everything here charges over micro USB, so below the Force Band on the bottom of the box, it's kind of hidden away, but in there are two micro USB cables. One that goes to the Force Band, and the other that goes to the bottom side of the dock that is included here with BB-8. What was immediately cool about BB-8 was they took their already existing product, the Sphero, that round ball that you could just drive around with your phone, and they were able to magnetically attach BB-8's head right to the top of it. So just with a cool paint job and some custom built apps that really focus on Star Wars, and even the special charging pad, they have this really awesome package that combines everything together. The metal tin, the Force Band, the charging pad, and BB-8, and it looks really awesome, and I absolutely love this updated version. You might notice, if you've seen the standard BB-8 Sphero, that this has a little bit of a different paint job, and they call the battle worn version, and it just kind of is what it sounds like. It just has this kind of rustic, worn down look to it compared to that shiny finish that you would see on the other BB-8s. I actually love this matte finish to it. There's so many little details, and it just looks really, really awesome. I definitely don't like the glossy look of the other ones quite as much. It just looks shiny and easily scratched and scuffed. This battle-worn version is definitely the way to go. Now, if you haven't seen these before, the way they generally work is there's a ball inside of the actual ball, outside of the casing, and in there it's kind of weighted, so it just kind of moves on the inside and rotates the ball around it on the outside. And that way it's allowed it to keep BB-8's head right there on top, or slightly towards the back if you happen to be moving really fast. I just love all the attention to detail here. Even as close as you get, it just looks super nice. They did a great job putting this together and really selling that BB-8 experience. I mean, they have so many things thought out in this product. It's kind of amazing. The Force Band is a really, really cool attribute because you can use this to control BB-8 by just moving your arm around, by waving and pushing and pulling. And it's really adjustable. It'll fit on pretty much any wrist, though I can see how it could be a little hard to get on a super tiny wrist, but it should do just fine. It has, again, that battle-worn paint job, looks nice and worn down, and on the right-hand side, covered by that silicone, is the micro USB port. So what can you do with the BB-8? Well, there's a ton of things. One of the different modes here is kind of this surveyor mode. He just goes around and scouts out your area. You can see all these different things like his speed, his accelerometer. You can even see when he hits into a wall, and there's all this different stuff. There's this gyroscope stabilizer. You can literally see in real time how your BB-8 looks, including when it runs into things. And you can just go ahead and explore its atmosphere, including running into stuff, and you'll notice all that shows up in the event log of everything that happens, including when he hits things and how hard he hit them. A bunch of other fun stuff other than patrol that we just saw. You can draw on drive, just draw courses out. You can watch Star Wars with BB-8 and he'll react to the movie as you're watching it. There's message where you can record or preview any of the existing messages in the app, and BB-8 will project them just like R2-D2 does in the original movies, and BB-8 does a little bit towards the end of Force Awakens. And of course there's that Force Band option that will come in a little bit. Now, when you're actually just using drive mode, there's all these cool little reactions you can give, like BB-8 saying yes and no. And of course, the noises can come out of here, or the Force Band if you're using that by itself. And BB-8 will literally react and do these little things, whether it's drawing a figure 8, nodding, saying yes, no. All these small little effects that you can see him actually do in the movies. Now, if you want to use the Force Band, you can go through a small little setup process. They have really cool little videos and almost a game that you can use to train yourself on how to use the Force Band just here in the phone. So this pairs with your phone and you can control BB-8. as he walks through this little mini game, mini movie thing right here in the app. As you can see, all of these different gestures, like pushing forward to move BB-8 forward, pulling back to pull him towards you, and swiping left and right to have him move about. And you can literally use that in real life to control BB-8. Once you've finished up training, you simply hold the force band next to BB-8. You don't even need your phone. Simply hold it near him, they'll automatically connect, and now you can control BB-8 directly with your wrist, basically like you're using the force. This is particularly useful for maybe a kid that doesn't have their own phone, and this way they can still play with BB-8 without having to borrow your device. I tested BB-8 on a variety of different surfaces: hardwood, short carpet, thick carpet, and it worked pretty well on all of them. Obviously, it lost a little bit of traction when you go to something hard like a hardwood floor, but it still was able to move pretty well. And on a really plush carpet, that was also a little bit difficult for him, just because he was easily able to get trapped in a little spot and kind of just spin in circles. But as long as he kept his momentum up, he was able to glide across that as well. So look, there's no way around it. This is pretty awesome. There's a reason this was one of the most popular Star Wars toys of all time. It's amazing. It is so fun. There's so many things you can do with it. The drawing and driving, the force bands, the controlling with your phone, the watching the movies with it. Any of the movies you're going to watch with BB-8, and he just watches it along with you. It's just such a clever idea, and I'm absolutely in love with this droid. So if you want to pick up a BB-8, I highly recommend the special edition for that really cool battle-worn finish, the force band, and everything else comes with it. If you want to pick one up for you or as a gift, you can find the link below in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up, subscribe. Till next time, it's Andrew for IDB.